I got something fun planned today. All right, so what have we got planned today? This is actually a really, really cool thing. So I just got a shipment in from 8bitdo. If you're fans of this channel, you know how much of a shill I can be for them at times. But this one is really cool. So we have today the mod kit for the GameCube controller. And something I noticed here is that they actually put the correct abbreviation. They put NGC. Normally here in the US at least, Nintendo shorthanded GameCube to GCN. And I was always confused as to why they did that. And it turns out that because of the National Geographic channel, they just... I don't know if National Geographic just had like a patent on the abbreviation for NGC, or maybe just Nintendo wanted to avoid that kind of a situation. I thought I turned off auto white balance. Give me a second. Okay, that's better. Yeah, so they just abbreviated it in a different way, and I guess for 8bitdo they just decided to do it the right way. Come on, autofocus. Oh, how I didn't miss you. So yeah, this is similar to the N64 mod kit that I have. Let me grab it real quick. So I made a video in the past talking about this guy. This is a N64 controller with the motherboard replaced. You can see the lithium-ion battery in there. And they make a bunch of mod kits for a bunch of different types of controllers, like Super Nintendo, NES, PlayStation 1, I believe, like the original PS1, not the DualShock. And I think Sega Genesis as well. I don't know. I'll have a link to the website in the description. So I wanted to do something kind of in line with the N64 controller and kind of make a similar sort of vibe for that controller. So what I did is, instead of hacking apart a GameCube controller, I instead decided to order an atomic purple shell. Look, they're kind of matching. They're kind of like, this one's a little bit more faded, but I guess that's just because it's older. But yeah, atomic purple GameCube controller is the plan for today. And this shell comes with, here we go, you can kind of see it. It has see-through buttons and triggers just to make like a totally see-through controller. I think this is lame. And to make it look, you know, similar to this guy, we actually will be taking apart a GameCube controller, but one that I had already taken apart in the past. So there's actually kind of an interesting story behind this controller. This was my first attempt at doing a controller mod. Nothing internal or anything like that, but I wanted to do a shell swap for, well, not kind of a shell swap, but just do a custom shell to kind of have my own little flair for it. Because this is back when I played Super Smash Bros. 4 for Wii U and 3DS and all that. And you know, back then I was Mr. Game & Watch boy, and the lighting is kind of making it look a bit strange on camera. I promise you it doesn't look, well, I mean, it does look like shit, I'll be honest, because the first thing I did was I went to Michael's and I got, it wasn't bike enamel, but it was, I think it was like toy car enamel or something like that, like RC cars. So this will just stay as like a relic of the past. I want to keep it just for the sake of keeping it. And we will be taking a couple of parts from this controller as well, namely the rumble motor, which they say that you can put the rumble motor in here with this mod kit without having to do any sort of soldering. So we'll have to see how true that is, I guess. Oh, and also the main thing that we're doing here is this controller, this kit right here. Does it come with new pads for the insides? Hold on. Like, I'm talking about these guys. I'm wondering if anything that I ordered comes with those as well. Oh yeah, it does. Look at that. Oh, and they're see-through. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me actually... Okay, so they're see-through. They are different, but they feel very, very similar. Would it change the vibe? Would it change the feeling of the controller too much? I mean, that... Ooh, that's... Okay, we will use the new ones, or the old ones, excuse me. But this thing did come with screws and springs for the analog triggers, and we will definitely be using these. I'm probably going to be using a lot of the old parts of the controller. I will not be using this analog stick though. Let me see if I can adjust the focus here real quick. All right, let's see if it'll do it. Ooh. Yeah, so this controller had issues in the past. So, thankfully, both of these kits come with new control sticks, and I'll be messing with them a little bit, and we'll see which ones I end up going with. Okay, so these are the 8bitdo ones. I'm assuming they're gonna try to make it as, good as possible. Meanwhile, extreme rate over here. I don't know, maybe they could make something that's good quality. I mean, this shell actually feels pretty good in the hands, so yeah. Oh, no. No. These are not good. I will not be using them. Main reason I will not be using these ones is because you can kind of, oh yeah, no, that's, wow. Okay, so it's hard to tell on camera, but this plastic is a lot thinner, lighter, and both of the joystick toppers, they are different. This one has noticeably harder plastic, and so does this one. I mean, they sound soft when you tap them. They don't sound like hard or anything. I'm trying to find the right way to describe this. The plastic on the 8bitdo sticks feels a lot more genuine than the plastic on these sticks. So yeah, both of these we're just gonna put back in the box and not think about anymore. I should wash these buttons, I just realized. Huh, yeah, they are kind of scungy. So it would be a good idea to wash them. I'm gonna go get my toothbrush real quick. Okay, now that these guys are mostly clean, it's good enough for my tastes. We can finally start moving on. Wait a minute. Is there a rule against reusing commercials?
God, he's dead already.
Oh. No, they're not.
That is...
You motherfucker!
Oh my god, I'm lightheaded! Oh my god, I'm lightheaded! Oh,
actual disrespect.
Oh my god! No!
This part of the video has been sponsored by Private Internet Access. Hey, it's me, iconic character Donnie, here to tell you about VPNs, or Virtual Private Networks. Using the internet is similar to sending out a postcard. Anyone at any time can read the message that you wrote on that postcard. But if you've got something like a VPN, that's like putting that postcard inside of an envelope, safely encrypting your internet browsing so that no one knows what you're doing, where you're going, or who you're talking to, unless you leave evidence, but we don't leave evidence in this house. Hey, did you know that PIA is one of the only VPNs to have proven in court that they don't log any of their traffic and any of their data? Pretty nice stuff, huh? Pretty secure. You can also use PIA to gain access to geo-locked content. Because of the dystopian hellscape we currently live in, any company can just take away access to content that you might have had before. So let's say you wanted to watch a show on Netflix, but uh-oh, sorry, that show's only available in France now. All you gotta do is enable PIA, and presto bingo bongo, you're watching whatever you want, whenever you want. And did I mention that one account can support and protect an unlimited number of devices? Phones, laptops, Windows, Linux, whatever you need, PIA's got you covered. By using the special code available in the description and the pinned comment, you can get an 83% discount on your subscription. That's just $2.03 a month. And you also get 4 months completely for free. What a deal! Thanks again to Private Internet Access for sponsoring this section of the video.
Because, like, I know half of y'all have skipped the ad already, so does it really matter? Okay, so this is the new board. Focus is a little borked, but whatever. You can get the idea of what we're going for. The triggers are back here. We'll just undo the captain tape on those. It's always scary removing bits of tape from things, you know what I mean? At least things that you think are fragile. Another important thing about this controller mod is that it replaces the original potentiometer joysticks with Hall effect sticks, because you all probably know at this point how much I like Hall effect sticks. Basically, it means that instead of a bunch of pieces of plastic rubbing together for this control stick, it instead uses magnets, and it is much more reliable and much less prone to failure, like how we see on the old style of control sticks, and that's what would cause stuff like stick drift on the Joy-Cons and yada yada yada. I've already been through all this a million times, but safe to say that there are Hall effect sticks on here, and I am happy about it. Oh, I just realized we got instructions. We're gonna start, I guess, taking out all these wires. So this is the charging cable. Now, 8bitdo mod controllers kind of use this weird, like, I don't know if this is proprietary, but they use this weird, like, tiny controller power plug, I guess. I don't really know what to call this. But at least we have, like, a way to charge it. I guess this is their way of getting around, like, hey, you know, there's a hole in the back of the controller for the cable to come out of, so they just kind of put together this little setup for in here. I don't know. We'll get a better picture of it as soon as whenever it's done, you know? I guess we'll start off by putting all the controls in the right spot, all the boutons, and then we'll put the D-pad in place, put this pad in the right spot, this guy in the right spot, and then the start button. Can't forget about the start button. And then the Z button, correct? Yes. Oh, well, I guess there would be a button underneath here for me to attach it to. Oh, well. So we'll then go ahead and connect these guys together, because you're going to, how do you orient this? Oh, interesting. It's having you disconnect. Here, you know what? During editing, I will get close-up shots of this manual where it's easier to see. They're basically having me take scissors to the cable. So, I mean, technically it's not soldering, so I mean, I guess we'll just, oh, that feels wrong, man. That feels wrong. Oh, yeah, because, okay, look, see, oh, God, that's wire sleeving. So yeah, they give you a little JST connector, and they just expect you to kind of just put them together and make it work, I guess. I'm gonna have to strip these cables. Okay, I don't have a cable stripper, so I'm hoping that this pair of scissors will do. I was gonna kind of say that it's wild of them to expect me to be able to strip these cables like this, but at the same time, if I'm savvy enough to open up a controller and be confident in replacing the motherboard, like, yeah, I probably would have wire strippers and stuff like that to make this process a little bit easier. But it turns out I don't, not on me, because I didn't know that's what we were going to be doing today. So, whatever, we're just gonna make it work. Okay, I got it all sorted. And so, all right, so that took way longer than expected, but for someone who doesn't solder, let me try to get the focus in right. Honestly, for someone who doesn't solder very much, I could have done better, but I could have done way worse. So you know what? I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. My hands are very shaky because I don't solder like ever, so it's a very new experience for me. But hey, you know what? I think I did all right. So we have the rumble motor set up now. Okay, is it really just gonna be like, yeah, just put the shit in and then you're good? Oh, it also adds buttons to the joysticks. That's interesting. Plug in that and just put it in. Really? That's literally it, huh? Okay, we have to line up the C-stick dongle back here, so that way it ends up being even. But hey, look at that. That's a fucking GameCube controller, like, already. Like, that's awesome. All right, so we got this in order now. So now we need to mount the Z button. I really hope you stay in place while I'm trying to do this. Okay, now the big question here is, I guess, actually, well, now hold on, I just realized something. I have to get this big hunk of shit back here Does it just clip in? Oh, well, I need to also, so what I need to do also is I need to line up these pads on here, these little dangly pads. I have to scooch them in here to make them line up. So here you go. We're gonna do it down here. You just kind of shove them in there, and then we'll do the same for this one. There are these little channels down here. You can kind of see them against the green right here. There are these little channels. You know what? I'm gonna bring the camera in like way closer. I think that would be much more useful. You see these little channels right here. You're supposed to take the cable that comes off of these and sort of route them in, so that way the cable doesn't get in the way. Okay. We got that. Now, oh shit. How are these laid out again? So that's how this is supposed to go, right? Hold on, I am missing something here. For the record, I haven't taken a GameCube controller apart in like nearly a decade. So I'm forgetting the order of operations here, and we're just kind of figuring this out as we go along. I feel like that's mostly okay, as long as, you know, everything just kind of goes where it needs to go. I think we got this. I think we got this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I'm remembering. I remember now. I forgot that these guys have a little hinge on here. No? On here? Okay, you know what? Fuck. I give up. I'm looking up a breakdown, teardown video. Oh, okay. So so that's what I was misremembering. The entire stick housing was mounted to the back of the controller. Okay, there it is. So I was kind of doing it wrong. So the way that you're supposed to have it is you have the control stick, you have the analog trigger kind of doing like a this motion with like the seesaw thing, and the spring is in there and the pad is down there on the bottom. And then you sort of just shove it in there. And then you lock it in place with this piece, and you screw it in here, and that's the assembly for the triggers. It has been a hot minute since I have done anything involving GameCube controller restorations or mods or anything like that. So I've just forgotten how to do it, basically. Okay, and I think this was, this came with the 8bitdo one. That was to open up the controller, and these two came with this kit, the case kit and everything. So I think we're supposed to use the little Phillips head screws. There we go. We're supposed to use, it's magnetic, kind of. Look at that. This one's kind of magnetic. That's good. That's very, very good. Okay, not magnetic enough. There we go. That is one left analog trigger put into the controller. Now we just got to do that again, but for the right one. And that's trigger number 2. So here we go. We should be ready, honestly, to just put everything back together then. I mean, like, I knew that this video wasn't going to be nearly as long or as complicated. Oh, I almost forgot our brand new rumble motor with the fucking JST connector. Here we go. Do you put that in with the stick facing up or the stick facing down? The stick facing up. I was looking at the iFixit kit again. So here we go. We slide that in, and then we take our horrendous cable over here, and we plug that into the JST. Which side does it go? I think it's this way. I really hope I got the cable like orientation correct. Before someone comes onto the video and be like, no, actually, in Nintendo GameCube for the rumble motor, it was actually red that was ground, not black. No! There we go. Good lord. I guess the cable can just kind of fold in like that. That shouldn't cause any issues. I really hope my terrible soldering job holds up in there. I'm sure it'll be fine. And even if it doesn't, like, oh well, I'll lose rumble. It's fine. I don't really care. Because most of the time I played on GameCube, I used the Wavebird controller, so I'm already used to not having rumble functionality on my GameCube controller, and I almost forgot the weird little close-up plug thing. I kind of gave myself a little bit of trouble here. So I'm just gonna bring this closer to my face and try to make it work. Okay, we got the charging port in place. We got this in place. We got the rumble motor in place. We got the C stick in place. I think we're ready to just put this bitch back together. Now, one thing you do have to make sure in putting GameCube controllers back together, make sure that the, so this little slider right here, this is another potentiometer. This is how the analog motions of the triggers are detected. So you gotta make sure that those are on the top orientation, so that way you can just slot the thing back together, you know? The Z button, I almost lost the Z button. Oh, I would've been so mad if I'd screwed it all together. It's always trying to fit it back together that it gets the most annoying, because all the cables decide to fucking fight with you the whole time while you're trying to line up screw posts, trying to bend plastic in the right place. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to screw it together and hope it works. And then, you know, to keep with the theme, the GameCube controller is screwed back together using tri-wing screwdrivers, or tri-wing screws, because Nintendo be Nintendo. Oh, it's turning on. It's alive. Okay, let me screw this boy back together real quick. We still got his skull open. We gotta protect him for a little bit. Man, I really hope that this just works. Like, I don't want to have to undo this again. I want it to just work. I want it to be fine out of the box. I want to record some videos, because this is really cool, and I've been wanting to do this for a while now. So I'm just hoping, because I mean, it's just a controller, right? It's not the same as taking apart an entire ass Nintendo Switch. So I'm hoping that it plays nice with me. Because doing the N64 mod over there, like, that one didn't take long at all to do. It just feels like a GameCube controller. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Bluetooth? 8bitdo NGC mod kit. Okay, so we're here on my desktop. Here, let's just go ahead and... Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so if I... Oh, it just works! It feels right. It all just works. Oh my god, it all just fucking works. Hold on, let me open up, like Mario Sunshine or something. So one of the big things, I have to know if analog triggers work. One of the big things, this Mario Sunshine is one of the only fucking games on the GameCube that actually took advantage of the analog triggers, right? I know that there were more. I know that there were like racing games and shit, but being able to only just kind of pull it, and then it feels right. That didn't take me long at all, dude. I have been doing this for probably like an hour and a half, maybe? Not even? And a lot of that was just me fighting with my fucking camera layout and my, and like my autofocus and all that shit. Like, most of this has just been me fighting with external things, but actually putting the controller together didn't take long at all, dude. And with pretty good recreations of the analog toppers. The ones that came with the extreme ratings controller, yeah, those kind of felt like dog water. But the ones that 8bitdo made, I mean, shit. They really paid attention to the little details about this goddamn controller. I am so fucking happy with how this turned out. I can't get over how little effort this took. It was just like putting together like big Legos, dude. And I'm playing fucking Mario Sunshine on a wireless GameCube controller, dude. Oh, I'm having the time of my fucking life right now. I'm gonna go play like fucking Guilty Gear or something with this controller. Oh, so if I'm running around and I half pull the trigger and then I go to pull it, okay, one of the things that I did in the controller menu, I set it as a standard controller, but then I also set the threshold down here. I set the threshold to 100%. So the way the Dolphin works is that you can set up because GameCube controllers are unique. The GameCube was unique in that the trigger was both analog and also a button press at the bottom of it. So Dolphin is trying to emulate that by allowing you to pick a spot somewhere in the trigger pull where it's like, okay, now it's going to start acting like the button is being fully depressed, right? But with this, if you set it to 100% as the threshold, it just feels natural. Also, I didn't test out the motor. I guess it is just being weird with the rumble. I don't know. I'll figure that out another time. Rumble isn't exactly working right. maybe I did mess up the cable orientation. Who knows? You know, whatever. That's just how it be. But yeah, man, it's fucking Mario Sunshine, and it's a GameCube controller, and it works. And here, wah, Wind Waker jump scare. So, I didn't quite like how I recorded the ending of this video, and I kind of wanted to give a little bit more of like thoughts of what it's like to use this controller after a few days, because it's been a few days, right? This is a few days in the future. And after using it for a little bit, playing a few games like Pikmin, Mario Sunshine, Wind Waker, obviously, just messing around playing games, trying to get like a feel for it, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I don't know if my memories are just different, or maybe I have low standards, or maybe it is just really that good, but it feels just like a normal GameCube controller, you know? You know what, I'll talk after this cutscene is over. Whoa, Dragon Roost Island. Wow. Okay, cool. After all that was finished up, there are a couple of things I want to talk about with this controller that I found out later. Both things I want to talk about are actually in this control panel here, so I don't even know why I was in the game, whatever. The big thing I wanted to bring up is that I figured out why the rumble motor wasn't working, and it turns out that I could be wrong about this. If you happen to know what I'm about to talk about, then feel free to leave a comment and explain to me more intricate detail than what I'm doing here. Okay, so the mod kit, when you connect it to a computer via just Bluetooth, and it shows 8bitdo NGC mod kit right here, that is D input. It's not X input. We're not going to get into the specifics on what the differences are between D input and X input, but just know that rumble motors and D input have kind of been like really finicky, and it's up to the program itself to determine if it wants to support rumble on D input. From what I can tell, the reason why it's not showing up here is just because Dolphin doesn't support rumble over D input. And I couldn't tell if it was because of a limitation of the controller standard, or because of Dolphin itself, or maybe because of both, maybe because something else, I don't know. But you can put this GameCube controller into Nintendo Switch mode and basically have it function on a computer like a Switch Pro controller would. And so I changed it over to Nintendo Switch mode, I connected it to Dolphin via Bluetooth, and then the rumble motor was able to work no problem. And I'm glad that it actually worked, because it meant that my relatively shoddy soldering job actually went well. So hey, I'm happy with that. But I have seen a way that you can make rumble work with this mod kit over D input, and the way that you do that is you buy the $20 8bitdo little Bluetooth receiver thing. Apparently the receiver kind of translates the calls into something that supports rumble. I don't know. Listen, I just put the controller together because I have deep nostalgic ties to the GameCube controller, right? Like, it's really cool technology, but this is way above my pay grade right now. All I know is that rumble no worky when connected via Bluetooth, but when you connect it through any of the receiver dongles, be it the USB one or the one that actually can plug into real GameCube hardware, those should allow rumble to work. Oh, and another like small thing, I increased the dead zone on the analog triggers to like 3%, because there were a couple of times where I was messing with controller functions and stuff, and the analog portion of the trigger pull would just kind of get stuck around here. It wouldn't be like permanently stuck. I could just like tap it and get rid of whatever minor input it's putting in there. But just to avoid that kind of a situation, I just increased it to 3%. It's not going to be noticeable in the middle of gameplay, and it just helps smooth out, you know, what could be ghost inputs functionally. But yeah, I do really like this controller, and if you want to go through with it and, you know, make a full fleet of 4 of these things so you can play like party games and stuff like that on emulators with legitimate feeling controllers, I think that would be so fucking cool. What I want to do is I want to get more of these see-through shells and just like broken GameCube controllers, like ones that will never have a chance to work again, and make the full fleet, right? I think that'd be so much fun. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you to the executive lads who are appearing on either side of me on the screen. Oh my god, I'm playing this like a fucking machinima, dude. Yeah, thank you for watching my video. I'm Link. I'm gonna go and defeat the big dragon. Okay, bye.